Hey, it's Marie Forleo, and you are watching Marie TV, the place to be to create a business and life you love. And today I am so excited. You know why? The world is ending! Oh my God! The Mayans told us the world... No, it's not. I'm just kidding. The world is not ending, but many people think it is. And in a certain respect, it is. But to explain exactly what I'm talking about here and all this craziness, I have one of my dear friends, Miss Ophie from astrostyle.com. Ophie, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
So I know, we've talked a lot about this episode on the team, about how, there's been a lot of conspiracy theories and a lot of websites devoted to the fact that the Mayan calendar ends, is it December 21st?
2012, supposedly.
Yes. And when you and I were talking, because we like to talk about this, and we're fellow Sagittarius sisters.
That's right.
You were telling me that in some respects the world is coming to an end.
Yeah, the world as we know it is
Yes.
ending, which means, the planet ravaging, greedy, whatever. I can sound like a conspiracy theorist already but
it's kind of good. So all of that, I want to get it for me, and I need to get mine and hold on to
that
it.
divisiveness is kind of ending. It's time for us to work together.
Can't we all get along?
I know.
Yes.
I got the giggles, and we're like talking about this kumbaya stuff now.
No, but I like
love
it. I was going to say, I happen to be a very kumbaya kind of girl myself. So astrologically speaking, because one of the things I love about you and your sister, who you guys work together, is how precise you are with your astrological readings. And you've given me some great advice over the years as it relates to my business and my life. So tell us a little bit about what's happening. So I know it's ending of this old era. Can you go a little deeper on that?
Yeah, it's actually like a, 26,000 year age that's ending. It's called the turning of the ages. And basically, the Mayans have all these prophecies and that kind of thing. But, even the exact date is not necessarily accurate. You may have even felt 2012 more in 2011, which is, the idea behind it is just that, it's moving people toward oneness and unity and not being so separate, not only going after our own thing, not destroying the earth in our quest to succeed, not destroying each other or thinking we have to compete.
Yes.
And some people say it's moving from like a 3-dimensional to a 4-dimensional reality. That sounds a little,
I love that though. And I have to say,
cool, right?
It's really cool. And I happen to be a fan of everything that has to do with, spirituality and otherworldliness and of course sci-fi. And I'm not saying that's where you're going, but talk to me more tell me the difference. What is 3D versus 4D?
Well, the 3-dimensional world is based on your 5 senses. It's everything we can see and touch and smell and taste and experience with our senses. And that's what, civilization has been built on so far. The whole, the business world has been built on that. It's like you provide a service, you get this money. You have this much in your bank account. It's what we can measure and quantify and that sort of thing.
Okay.
And, but as we've expanded our consciousness, we've gone to the 4th dimension, which is the energy field around us. It's the things that are happening. Our friend Gabby Bernstein would call it manifesting or miracles. It's the things that are happening, but you can't explain them. You can't even necessarily say why. It's just you have a sense that you've thought of something and then you see it.
And it happens.
Yeah, it's the coincidences.
So do you feel that collectively, in terms of consciousness, then all of us hopefully are moving towards a greater awareness of energy, a greater awareness of intuition, a greater ability to tap into perhaps things that we can't necessarily see or feel? Is that what
I wish I could say that all of us are, but it feels, especially this year, that's getting more and more polarized. You even see like with the recent hurricane in New York that, some people became very communal and other people became very even more selfish, like, well, I've got power or whatever. So
right.
I think the collective consciousness is moving in the direction of being more spiritual, though. People are, I'll talk to people in my readings about past lives, and they don't bat an eye. I sometimes be like, well, there's this part of your chart that deals with past lives. I know that might sound a little crazy. And they'll be like, no, tell me more. So,
and has that changed for you? Because, your experience, you've been doing this for a while. You find that people are a little bit more open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have to explain things as much. They're like, yeah, I get it, or I read about that, or I did a teleclass. I think the internet has helped with that spread of information too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I know you came today helping us prepare for the new world, so to speak, the year to come and some of the shifts in the consciousness that we're going to see. So let us know, what's the first thing that we should be paying attention to as we get ready for the new year?
Well, I think it's, what you want to prepare to have, or the shifts you want to prepare for in yourself. So what do you need to really thrive in the post-2012 world? Well, we're going to need more spiritual and energetic tools, whether that's taking a transformational workshop, whether it's just cultivating more self-awareness, moving your body, listening to your intuition, wherever you are, just aim to go a little deeper with it or develop it, because it's actually a business tool now to follow your intuition and be in touch with your purpose and your soul. So that's
the first step.
Yeah.
So to really deepen our spiritual practice, and if we have one, or if we don't have one, to get interested in having one, and
but it can
one.
even be, I have a hard time meditating. I don't like to sit still that much unless I'm doing something.
Yeah.
But you can be meditating while you're riding your bike or something. Someone called it a moving meditation. Whatever it is that gets you in the zone.
Cool.
You don't have to sit on a cushion and om, but if you want to, go ahead.
Right.
So that's one thing. Another thing is, I like to say, to move from waiting to creating. A lot of the times in a three-dimensional world, we've been taught you wait for your paycheck, you wait for your clients to come, you wait and things happen. And in a 4D world, we have to acknowledge we have a lot more power than that. We need to actually be the ones to go out and just, it's like you're tuning your energetic field a little, we can actually bend time.
Well, I love this. Let's talk about creating versus waiting for a minute, because that's really exciting for me as a girl who loves to kind of take control of situations and make things happen. I think that it's really healthy, rather than being passive and expecting the world to deliver things to us, or expecting things to just happen just because we're sitting around, to actually go into the action of creating it or co-creating it with people around us and with the universe in general.
Exactly. And that's, the myth of aloneness is the thing that 2012 is really about, trying to do away with, the higher energy of 2012. It's like we're always in relationship with people, whether we acknowledge it or not. So, and we're always co-creating with the universe. Even when we worry, we're co-creating blocks. I was on my way here and we hit all this traffic, and I found myself, being like, shoot, I'm going to be late and this and that. And so I was like, let me email them over there and tell them there's some traffic. And then instantly the traffic cleared up, because that's, because I moved the energy out of my mind, the block out of my mind that was picturing that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you took your worry, which could be like a form of waiting or co-creating even more worry or more blockages, and you said, let me just send them an email. And I have to tell you, we didn't even notice, because we were doing our previous interview, everything was running smoothly, but that's great, really, really great.
Yeah, so when you feel negative energy in your body, we all need to get more in tune with our bodies too. And, I'm a girl who likes to eat for pleasure, whatever I find, but, feeding your body, living things is important too. Moving it, from your own past and
dance.
Fitness and dance.
Absolutely.
So, how you can receive more messages from that fourth dimension when you're in touch with your body, because the body houses the emotions and intuition. So, learn about the chakras. I know that sounds a little funny, but like each one does represent, if your chest is constricted, maybe you have some blocked heart energy. I've started to that kind of stuff has started just to come out of my mouth in my readings with people, and I started to just let those sort of blurts come out. And it's important that we all do that.
Yeah, and I do want to just put a little pin in this idea that so much wisdom lives in our bodies. It's something that I did learn a lot through fitness and in my career in dance, but also my honey, my fiance, Josh Pice, one of the things that he taught me was that intuition and creativity live in your body, not in your mind. And I've that's always stuck with me. And I know that whenever I find myself blocked, if I build in more working out or more movement or more dance, everything seems to flow better. So I'm happy to hear that that's one of the things we can all collectively do to really thrive in the new year.
Absolutely. And even if it's just a little dance party for 5 minutes or something like that.
Dance break!
We all love a dance break. I mean, you know, that's seen as frivolous in a 3D world, but in a 4D world, it's actually an intelligent thing to do. It's part of business, you know?
Yay!
You know?
Thanks, sweet heavens.
I
That's
know.
awesome.
It's like work in a beautiful place, take in beauty. I'm hoping that 2012 is the end of the cubicle era, but I know it won't be. But you know, let's move away from it. Like, why not have flowers, a chandelier, pretty things, a pet, you know, whatever. To you know, if that stimulates your productivity and creativity. You know, I think the virtual working situation that a lot of people can do has allowed us to put ourselves in environments that stimulate that flow.
Yes,
so,
that flow of energy. I love it. That's awesome. So let's talk a little bit. I know you had mentioned our ability to bend time.
Yeah. And that was something, you know, my taxi cab example was bending time. We bend, you know, in a 3D world, time is just a finite, scarce resource. It's 24 hours in the day. Although I've heard people say, well, the president has the same 24 hours in a day as you do, which is a good point.
Yes.
But in a 4D world, time is really, it's liquid, it's elastic. It's like, have you ever noticed, you know, when you're bored, it's like the day drags on forever.
Yes.
But when you're in the zone, you're like, oh, wow, no, you know.
It flew.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's kind of this more awareness of fluidity. And with your taxi cab example, you know, it's like the traffic cleared up and you were able to move much more swiftly, seemingly pretty quick.
But I also wanted to be where I was going. So that has a lot to do with it too. You know, knowing your purpose. That's what I help people with a lot in the readings. And as we talked about in your reading, there are 2 points in the chart. These 2 destiny points called the North and the South Node. They're actually the poles of the moon. And one is what you were in your past lives, and one is what your ultimate karmic purpose is in this lifetime.
I love that.
It's really awesome. They change every 18 months. So, you know, you come in with this soul group of people within 18 months of your birth, 18, 19 months, and you're all here to sort of move away from this energy that you are, well, I wouldn't say move away. It's like, should I give an example?
Sure, absolutely.
So you have a Taurus South Node and a Scorpio North Node. They're always opposites. So your past life energy is Taurus, and Taurus is all about the material. It actually is the 3D world. They're both signs of money and abundance, but Taurus is like the money you make, like in a paycheck. It's Wall Street. It's the old money. It's you do this work, you get this amount. And you know, you have a very traditional business background. So you know, that's your expertise from all these past lives. You may have been a banker in a past life or something like that.
Interesting.
I know. So we gravitate toward that, but then we feel like there's got to be more than this. And that's when we start to realize that, you know, signs of our North Node. Your North Node in Scorpio. Scorpio is a sign of transformation, spirituality, other people's money, collective resources, you know, pooling resources, helping people transform scarcity conversations. So here you've come from this Taurus background, and maybe you weren't as into spirituality at first, and you've gradually grown more interested in it because this you found that that's your purpose. So you're helping people transform their feelings about money into a more spiritual, meaningful way.
Yes, well, that's certainly true. It's been true of my work, I think, for certainly the past 4 years, but it seems to be growing more and more in that direction, which is fascinating.
Yeah.
So I think do you have a resource on your site that people can find out their own North and South nodes?
Yep. It's on the home page. You can scroll down where it says Past Life Astrology. You can go to the features section.
Yes. So what we'll do, if you're watching now and you're like, oh my God, I want to find my own nodes, don't worry about it. Under this episode, we're going to put a link link and give you directions, so no need to scramble.
Absolutely. You do want to find it. It's a beautiful shortcut to be like, this is what I'm here for, okay. And this is what I have to struggle with or overcome or, merge together to get there. So you're never going to abandon your Taurus South Node business skills, but you're going to give them to women. You're going to bring them to giving back and that kind of thing, so.
Okay, so Ophie, awesome. I know you've got 2 more ways to help us thrive in this post-2012 world.
Yep. So one way is to really join forces and resources with people. It's the end of the doing it all alone.
Yes.
Get my little corner of the earth and hold on to it.
Yeah.
It's, the joy of the 4D world is in sharing and having community.
I love that because I am
yeah.
such a big collaborator and I love
Totally.
hanging out with people. And I have to say, one of my experiences with the recent hurricane not too long ago was just so many groups of friends sharing resources, and not even friends, but people in the neighborhood and just the community coming together. And I just felt my heart just overflowing with love, and it was amazing.
I mean, my dad is Israeli. He grew up on a kibbutz, and it's a little more structured, but I think a little bit of that model where, a bunch of moms help each other take care of the kids, or dads too. Or, you've got a desk, I need a desk, let's work together in the zone, let's set the rules, we'll do quiet time from this, work it out, do some potlucks, do some ride shares, whatever it is that you need. It reduces the carbon footprint and you have more fun.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Okay,
Yeah.
so sharing resources. And what's the second
And then
way?
the last one is, the one baby we don't want to throw out with the bathwater of the 3D world is the sensuality of being around other people. It's a virtual world, it's a beautiful thing, but we need some real live human interaction.
Yes.
Mother Teresa said the most terrible poverty is loneliness, and I really like that quote.
I love that.
Loneliness and feeling unloved, and when you isolate yourself, that's what happens. So, we need to actually be a lot more proactive about creating communities that are open and welcoming and self-sustaining, and, and not competing, but helping each other be competitive and all win and thrive.
Yes.
Utopian, sure, but hey,
Yeah.
I'm a Sag. That's how I like it.
That's right. That's right. But I like that, spending more time with real people, because I think, again, for all of us, especially if we have businesses that we can run from our homes, or we kind of work in a way where we're just in the computer, 8, 10, 12 hours a day, and then you go home and you're kind of just beat. Having a full social life and hanging out with real live people, sometimes you don't really make it a priority. But I love to hear that that's part of thriving in our post-2012 world.
Definitely.
So what we like to do here on Marie TV. We always like to challenge our audience to take the wisdom of today and put it into practice. So here's what we've got for you today. I want you to choose just one of the ways that Ophie shared with us about how you can thrive in a post-2012 world, and tell us about it in the comments below. So, do you want to deepen a spiritual practice? Do you want to really focus on sharing more resources, or maybe it's about making some time in person with other people more of a priority? So think about what really resonated for you and tell us what's the one piece that you're going to focus on to help yourself thrive in 2013 and beyond. So Ophie, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
It's awesome. I'm really happy to know that the world isn't really ending. And it's really exciting to hear about the 4-dimensional world, which is a lot more in tune with energy, a lot more in tune with some fun things that I don't think many of us have played that much with yet.
No, there's a lot more to go.
It's awesome.
Get us to 5D.
Yes, whatever the hell that is.
Exactly.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah. All right.
So for you, if you like this video, like it and share it with your friends. And of course, if you want even more great resources to create a business and life that you love, plus some personal insights from me that I only talk about in email, get your buns over to marieforleo.com and sign up for email updates. Stay on your game and keep going for your dreams, because the world needs that special gift that only you have. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time on Marie TV. B-School is coming up. Want in? For more info and free training, go to joinbschool.com. Hey, it's Marie Forleo. That's my name. I don't know. I'm not so sure about that. The world is coming to an end.
Exactly.
No.
Especially if you're an Aries.